Jackson Radio Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. Glad you guys are with me. Fellow at the Robert J. Dole Institute of Politics. Every time I say that, I feel like I have to say it with a British accent. Oh, it sounds so much more professional, so much more distinguished. And it's good enough to just be a fellow at the Robert J. Dole Institute of Politics, which I want to do an event there. I'd like to come up with something we could do there that you think would be meaningful. I want to do meaningful stuff. You know, a debate with feminists, or, you know, a debate with, I don't know, leftists, a.k.a. white supremacist. Supremacist. See, I screwed it up. White supremacist. I don't even know what they are. Anthony Weiner is in prison. You guys know this. Anthony Weiner has now been in prison since November the 6th. That's almost 2 weeks now the dude's been in prison. Yeah. Any wedding bells in his future? Dun, 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 dun. Has Anthony got a wife? Oh, you think he's got a husband? Okay, well, good. Does Anthony have a husband? In 2 weeks, you know Anthony's got a husband. He might have a couple. Let's just say he's been dating. I just snorted on radio. Anthony's a man about town. Oh, man. You know what? You feel bad thinking about what's going on with these guys, but there's a part of me that's kind of glad to see this happen. You know, we need more examples. Wouldn't it be good if all these crooks in Congress, the guys who, you know, that womanize, I don't even care, do whatever, that people are going to be what they want to be. But if you sexually harass or you rape somebody or you make them lose their job because you've got power, I'd love to see all those guys have to end up in the boneyard. You think there's a reality show coming? I don't think Anthony Weiner would want to have a reality show. But a GoPro? Yeah, well, they put a GoPro on Anthony. It would have to face backwards. Oh my gosh. That guy, woo. You think he's sexting with the boys in Cell Block D? You know, he's got a problem. Yeah, he's got to do it. They get Anthony Weiner a prison phone, and he'd be right back at it. You know he would, right? So there's lots of jokes floating around about Anthony Weiner being in prison. I heard this one. This has nothing to do with Anthony Weiner, but it was kind of a funny joke anyway, and it fits my show. What do you call a clairvoyant midget who escaped from prison? A small medium at large. Oh, man. I should have thrown Guatemalan midget in there just for shiggles. Love that. Here's one that fits. This is an old joke. Two guys picked up by the cops. They were smoking dope. And they appeared in court before the judge. And the judge says, "You seem like nice men. I want to give you a second chance rather than, you know, give you jail time. So I want you to go out this weekend and try to show others the evils of drug use and persuade them to give up drugs forever. And I'll see you back in court on Monday. And you better get out there and do some good, fellas." So the two guys go out and, you know, do what they do and you know, do what they've been ordered by the judge to do. And they show up on Monday in court, and the judge asks the first one, he says, "So how'd you do over the weekend?" And the guy says, "Well, Your Honor, I persuaded 17 people to give up drugs forever." And the judge goes, 17 people? It's wonderful. What'd you tell them? He says, "Well, I used the diagram, Your Honor. I drew two circles like this, a big circle and a little circle. And I told them the big circle is your brain before drugs, and the small circle is your brain after drugs." And the judge goes, "Well, that's a great way to do that." So he looks over at the second guy. He says, "Well, how'd you do?" And the second guy says, "Well, Your Honor, I persuaded 156 people to give up drugs forever." And the judge is like, 156? wow, that's freaking awesome. He goes, how did you get so many? And he goes, well, I use the same 2 circles. He says, but I pointed to the small circle and I told him, this is your butt before prison. That's one of my favorite jokes. I can never get through that joke without laughing. Shame on you, Kevin Jackson. Never laugh at the punchline. Oh, well. That's what they tell comics all the time. Don't laugh at your punchline. Let me tell you, it's a fallacy of comedy. Now, you can't laugh at all your punchlines. You got to give punchlines and be like, bam. But it depends on the type of comedy you're doing. On that one, you probably saw it coming. So, bada bing, bada boom. We got a lot of jokes. What's your favorite joke? You got prison jokes? You got political jokes? What's your favorite joke? I'm just asking. How many Democrats does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. Just one, but it really gets screwed. That was funny. I've heard it, but it's funny. Okay, political joke. What do you get when you cross a pig with a Democrat? Answer, nothing. There's some things even a pig won't do. Whoa, we're rolling today. Oh my goodness. Fun day. You know, it's more than just a fun day. It's a fun time, right? I've been talking about these truisms. And the theme of the show today is truisms. And I want to make sure that we understand. See, truisms, I made it biblical last time. I was talking about Proverbs. And I said this, and I've said it to most people that I've met. At some point, if you know me long enough, I tell you the Bible's got all the answers. Proverbs, when people come up to me with all this amazing things that people, different sayings, that we repeat over and over. And I tell them all the time, I go, those sayings are in the Bible and Proverbs. So it's not even a question. It's nothing new here. Doesn't make it bad. Doesn't mean that we aren't original in thoughts to some degree because we fit it to the circumstance. But it's not new. Like the old saying, nothing new under the sun. Very true, right? It's a truism. The sun has seen it all. Yeah. So that's what I like about truisms is there's no arguing them. And I think that that's what draws you to conservatism. That's what draws you to this spiritual thing that says, why is it that I'm sort of programmed to want to do the right thing? Was I programmed or was I taught it? It's good, nature, nurture. Of course, you're taught some of it by your parents. My grandparents were very particular in how you treated women, what it meant to be a man. And things that, quite frankly, if they taught them today, they'd probably get arrested. If people knew what my grandmother, be a man, grow up. Things like that. You could probably get arrested for that. Telling a young boy to be a man. What if he don't want to be a man? What if he wants to be, what's the third gender now? We got a third gender, don't we? It's a truism that we now have 3 genders. See, when I was growing up, the truism was there were boys and there were girls. There were men, there were women. That didn't mean they couldn't grow up and do crazy things with one another. If 2 guys want to be together, fine. 2 women, some people encourage that. Means nothing to me. But the truism, it's like death and taxes. Well, there's only 2 things for certain, Kev. That's death and taxes. Okay. That's a truism. Yeah, you could probably add a few things to that. You could say, well, I bet you that you are going to use the bathroom. And I bet if you wait, it'll hurt. So there's other truisms, but you can't argue with, well, Kevin, the only things for certain in this world are death and taxes. True, depending on how long you live. But I'll go with it. I'll go with that. 2 things that are for certain are death and taxes. Anyway, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to go with this. What truism can we apply to prison with Anthony Weiner? I don't know. Like I said, I feel there's a part of me that feels sorry for him because he's probably got a serious problem. There's another side of me that doesn't really care. Oh man. Hey, how about this since we're on the subject of sexting and all that? Ann Coulter tweeted this. I made this my tweet of the day. Bush family quiz. Which number is greater? Delegates won by Jeb in 2016 or women grow by his father at age 93? I got to say this. I don't have any more respect for the Bushes. I used to. I don't anymore. I was going to do a segment on George Bush Jr. or the younger and try to figure out why is this guy suddenly ended his veil of silence and he attacks Donald Trump all the time. I'm sick of it. I don't know if we're going to cover it. I'm in a different emotional state. Short break, back in a bit.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.